So I have a simple question right now.
Yes.
Is Araya sitting on my lap?
Probably.
Tell
Go
me
by
a
the
story, Daddy. I'll walk. I'm fine.
The guards at the city gate do stop you just to talk to you. They don't seem aggressive,
hello.
but they do want a word with you.
I'm
Maybe
reading
just-
mute. Oh, yeah.
The
Oh,
guards
okay.
approach you and explain that as travellers, they would request that you be very respectful as the city is in mourning. The elderly, revered, and long-sick king has finally passed away.
Okay.
And as such, the city is in a mourning period that they would ask you to respect if you wish to enter the walls.
We agree to their terms.
If you have anything that simply cannot wait until the situation is sorted out, the highest portable authority in the city is currently High Regent Basal.
I mean, we just need directions, don't we?
Yeah, we need to go to the temple.
Oh, I need to
Is the
sort
temple still in service right now?
Yes, you will find the temple in service.
I would have thought they would have been busy
Okay.
with the funeral.
Alright, show some respect. I'm going to be the future ruler of this land.
Oi. Don't
I
say
mean-
that in character.
I mean,
I already control 20 square feet of it, guys. It's a start.
Yeah, it's like what we're doing here. We're here to like inform the woman that we had met previously that we've protected Ozain. We dealt with that. Should we bring up the fact that there is also a lich and whatever that other giant snake guy was involved? Or did we kill the snake guy?
No, but we might be able to bring up your vision.
Yes, we'll bring up the vision that I completely forgot to tell my ex about. Said harassed her about something that was very useless. And also, then we also get the directions to the next temple to see if we can protect that.
Assuming it even needs protecting.
Yeah.
Okay, so you head up to the Great Temple, resting as it is in the bole of the tree, where you've always seen it, and things do seem a lot more somber in the streets than they were. There seems to be people hanging charms and votive offerings out in the streets with the names of the gods inscribed on them. Clearly not something that happens regularly, the death of an important civic figure here, but it's affected them. Whatever else he might have been, this old king was certainly popular.
Did we know his name?
No. You never did get his name, no.
Honestly, I thought the temple ran things. I didn't know there was a king.
Yeah, it
Not
was
that I'm saying that out
established that it's essentially the city itself is sort of neutral, but the humans on this continent do answer to a king.
yeah, cool. We go on our way.
And you never did get the king's name, but he was King Jakane. That was the information you got from the gate guards. So, everyone's going into the temple pretty much, aren't they?
Mhm.
Like, no one's staying outside.
Yeah, I go in.
Yeah, you can go in now. You don't have ick in your arm. You have a nice vine thing.
And
I can't even go up
yeah.
because the guys died.
So what do we see in the temple?
There's a lot of people making votive offerings to the to Enkai's statue. The priestess that you met before, Faraji, is still there, and she does recognise you. In fact, she comes over and just says, "Ah, the travellers from another land. Were you successful in your quest to find Ozain?
We were. I brandished the staff.
A blessing from the god himself. You are highly favoured for one not of this land. What brings you back?
We
what
saved
brings
this
you
temple.
back to the temple?
What did bring us to the temple? What were we doing here?
I need more holy water. We need directions to Oxushi. And we need to ask about the vision that Ethel had.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you actually remember the details of the vision?
No, I don't.
It's going to be a bit hard
Isn't
to
it
remember.
written down?
Somewhere.
Didn't you get
Yeah,
it
it was.
written down?
It was put in the chat, yes.
It's just blackness everywhere.
I can't remember if I need to ask for holy water if I just go and get it.
You can help yourself from the fountain.
Yay! I don't have to ask that. Good.
You
We
can just
should probably talk about the fact that we found that little artifact thing, and then when you touched it with your bare hands, you saw a vision. Because that's what happened, right? That was the paralysis.
yeah.
I booped the pearl and nasty things happened, and then I took a nap.
So you explain all that to her, how Ethereal found this pearl, picked it up, appeared to
Well,
pass out.
we
and then
found it.
I found the pearl. Just saying.
I
Yeah,
too
no,
had a
we
vision
tried.
where I was naked at high school. Oh god.
They say that
You're
kind of
acting
vision
like
Araya
Araya
can,
ever
though.
went to school.
I'm an educated man.
You don't need no.
I feel like the only person who went to school here, well, the only people who went to school are Aiden, because he's upper class, and of course he has, Levy, because alchemy kind of have to, and Taeli, because druids have to go to school.
Oh, they go to
Are
something
you
else.
implying that
Do
the
they?
genius of my bombs can be taught to just everybody?
It's more the case.
Oh
that
no, it's a
druids
very
are usually
special class.
apprenticeship. Druids are generally apprenticed, so you would have had a druidic master. So you'd have kind of gone to school in that regard.
As far as I had it, we grew up in a druid hippie commune village thing.
There you are then. That's where you learned
Yeah.
druid.
Everyone was just slamming all the time.
Well, you know what?
I
Druids
did-
tend to
I did
just
stay
stay
away
back
from that
when it comes to
personally.
nature.
Yeah, pretty much. Whole
So-
commune of furries. That's all I'm saying.
And anyway, back to telling about the vision.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, was that all in character?
No.
If so, the
That better
princess
not
probably took a
be.
couple of
No
steps
shame in
back.
it.
I mean, just because wild form just spices the romance up, really.
Oh god.
100%.
It's like that advert with the cat person all over again. That's what
Can
I'm
we
thinking.
please get?
We'll bring
Can
the
we please
origin
get to
ad back
reply?
later, but let's get on with the story.
She doesn't really know anything about why you would have found a black pearl that gives you visions. She's never heard of that sort of thing before, but she does kind of want to know what the vision involved.
And I go through into what we have put there.
Yeah.
Smell of Quoza. Did it? I think it did have a connection to Quoza, considering the fact that it's just.
Yeah, because it was found in the pit that we'd left after I burned the Kuoza patch.
It was nasty.
She doesn't know anything about this vision. I mean, the idea of four-armed men fighting makes her think of the gods, but to her knowledge, there are no stories of the gods killing each other, so she doesn't. Maybe 3 of the gods are going to kill another god, but she's never heard of. As far as they know, with the exception of the lost Ashun, they haven't. None of their gods are dead, apart from her.
Maybe she's the screaming face of a dying woman. Girl, the teenager jacked in Crystal, which is probably the legendary daughter. I'm just making assuming.
I mean, she'd agree with that, but she says the vision, like, if you did see Onalele, if she is trapped in something like that, I mean, unless you've got a location along with the vision, that doesn't really help any. She can't really advise on that one.
That's
Was there
okay.
anything else you wanted to ask her?
The location of Exorcist's shrine. Temple.
Yeah, absolutely. She can give you that information. She asks how well you know your way around the continent.
I know a fair bit. I show her the map.
Okay, so she does point at your map and says, okay, so if you go directly east of Karahabu, don't follow the river, don't head down towards the Rainwoods, head directly east, you will reach the Great Savanna. And if you follow the Great Savanna all the way to the mountains in the east where the sun can be found, then in the foothills of those mountains you will find the Elephant Graveyard.
Okay, thank you. I'm making a little note on my map.
Somebody's warned us about that place. We've been warned about the mountains before.
That which lies beyond the mountains was the land lost to the Quoza the first time it spread. The mountains are a barrier that the gods raised to stop it spreading.
Maybe maybe he's probably would be the next one if it was to come back through.
So is that where we're going next?
Yes.
I'm all for it.
Okay.
You're the one who gets the weapon.
Well, if you're heading out, that's nearly all of the territory that the Ngombe patrol, so maybe they can provide you some travel assistance if you find any of them migrating back that way. For those of you that don't remember, the Ngombe are the giraffe and zebra centaurs.
Yeah.
Are they generally friendly? We just
They
some
are
animals
less
that won't very
violent than the Kawinda, but they are still, well, I would say that if you don't seem a threat to them, and if you are open with them, they can be peaceable enough. They bring in supplies to the city, they trade, but they don't generally like the idea of static settlements at all. They're mostly independent and come into the city to trade and otherwise just live out on their great savannah.
interesting.
That's what they didn't do, Harry.
But if you can find some of them that are in the city, there might be some who are heading back out who might be willing to travel with you. You don't have to, of course, but if you're thinking of safe passage, that might be your best bet.
We've never really had safe passage before. It's and maybe we don't want another guy dying or nearly dying.
Don't kill the zebra people off. We are not fit to care for the zebra people.
Consensus, should we
more
look for a
information
guide
about-
on?
If you need any more information about the people, I would recommend about their people. I would recommend that you go up to the Hall of Speakers, where the diplomats are, I believe your people call them, and speak to their herd mother, who is their speaker.
Collect tokens of every speaker.
She will be able to assist you.
Okay, we
Okay.
do that. Let's do that. Let's go get some more information about where we need to go next.
In your case, you want some sweet, sweet zebra ass, don't you?
I just want to say hi.
You don't
So
have to
you're
hide your
definitely
motives
saying
as a
hello
character.
to Oleya Kali on the way back in, then.
Yeah, I'll just apologise about the whole honey badger mix-up. I'm new to the continent and I wanted to make a good impression.
She waves it off and she lets you know that the unscrupulous merchant has been penalised.
Oh yeah, him.
Yeah, because I reported him. As
You
then-
fucking narc. I shall raise a complaint to the royal guard.
Yeah,
You stole
they
the
found
rucksack.
that he was not looking after the animals in his care, that in a way that the market rules demanded that if you're going to sell livestock, they have to be kept to a certain standard, and he was not fulfilling those standards, so he has been disbarred from the market.
I'm glad he's been disbarred. I hate people who can't look after animals. Now I can look after animals.
Oh boy, here we go
Picture
again.
you
In character.
So, when Araya inevitably dies, is he being disbarred as well?
A pauper's burial.
And I assume you're just asking her for directions to where to find her mother Darla.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, like, we need to find Herd Mother Darla. I had an idea, but I got lost in your eyes.
Oh, stop it.
I'm gonna go-
Stop
I'm gonna
it.
go- I'm gonna-
Seriously.
I'm gonna walk
We
up
aren't going to
behind
get
him,
anywhere with
pick
this.
him up, tuck him under my arm, and then I walk out.
Okay, she's happy to lead you to where the speaker for the Nungambe is. So, yeah. She's actually quite enthusiastic, because it's just like, after all your dealings with the Kawinda, it is nice to see you finally taking an interest in my people. I hope that we will prove an interesting study for your map, I believe you were making.
I'm making a map, yes.
Our
Just me,
tribes can
nobody else.
hopefully help you map the Great Savanna in all its beauty. It's been a long time since I
Yay,
was
thank
back.
you.
Am I to assume that someone's put their hand over my mouth to stop me from saying anything
Yes.
else?
Yes, Ethel has.
In which case, let me smash.
No!
Oh dear.
You want blue?
Well, when you eventually
He's getting
reach
blue.
it, the Nungambe's area is not an indoor office, but appears to be a natural clearing in the tree where clear sky
Oh,
can be
thank
seen overhead.
Oh, thank God I don't have to duck.
Right.
Yes, and so Herd Mother Darla is not any form of Nungambe you've ever seen before, because you've seen the zebra-like ones who are, as it were, the regulars that you've seen a lot. You've seen a few of the giraffe ones as well, but
Is she an okapi?
she is not an okapi. She is,
Oh.
as near as you can tell, she almost seems to be some kind of oxen.
A water buffalo.
Her
Ooh.
lower half is huge, and she herself, it's almost like someone took some kind of river oxen, and then the upper half was made into your favourite grandmother. Just open smiles, round face,
That makes
gentle
sense.
eyes.
From my content.
And she looks down at you all and is just like, ah, more children. Thank you, Kali. How can I help you?
Is she looking down at me?
No, she's not looking down at you. That being
Okay.
said, I will point out she is on an eye level with you.
Oh,
She's
finally. Yeah, big grandma content.
Oh, I'm very happy.
We are looking to map the Great Savanna and also go to visit Oxushi's temple in the Elephant Graveyard. We were told that you would know things about this, or more accurately, we were told if we needed any more information to come to you.
Ah, yes. Many of my people come and go from the city, but there is a tribe, a herd, as we refer to them. There is a herd that chooses to return to the Great Savanna, and as I understand it, they have several young hunters in their ranks who would seek the temple as well. As a pilgrimage, as a rite of passage, they would seek it. So I may send them a message on your behalf if you wish, and you may travel with them. Suit all
Yes,
parties.
please. That sounds good. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah, I'm up for that. I
What
want
about
to
you,
like,
Aiden?
I want to like, as an aside, just ask her about. I can never pronounce her name.
Olaya Kali.
Kali?
Kali. Yeah. There we go. I'm just want to like ask her sort of subtly into the aside, just about Kali.
Young Kali, she has
Is she
dedicated
single?
her life to serving all races. It might interest you to know that the herd that you will be travelling with is her own, which is perhaps why she is pining for home at the moment. Her own family will be your travelling companions.
Best behaviour then.
I put
Yeah.
you down onto your feet.
Yes, herd Kali will be your guides on the trip. Just so you understand, our people, all of the herds keep their names as the humans do, but it is, as a herd is a family is the wrong way to phrase it, but it might be the way that it translates into your culture. The Kali herd, the Dala herd, all the herds are led by their own leaders and keep their names within themselves.
That is cool.
I will send word to the Kali herd that you are to be expected.
Yay, thank you. Anybody else got anything? Because I
Not
wouldn't
me.
end with mine.
I think we're ready to move along.
Can I get a hug from the doll, please?
She laughs and opens her arms warmly.
Yay! I hug Dala. I hug
You
Big
hug
Grandma.
giant water buffalo grandma.
Yeah, this is a good day.
Right
God,
then,
isn't
what's
she the
next on
spirit?
the
She got a
list?
hug.
What's next on the to-do list, everyone?
The zebra.
God's sake.
No.
I need you back and cover your mouth again. Boy, shut the fuck up.
Oh
I can
dear.
just imagine Ethel being like, "What's next?" And then Ryan's like that, and then Ethel just immediately puts
Picks him up and sort of just
hands
shakes
up in
him.
I am almost regretting this.
around. What are we talking?
I think our next thing to do is go to Savanna, using the directions that I have been given. Does anybody have anything else they want to do whilst they are here?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no
I
other
can't
plans
think
for
of
the big
anything.
city?
I mean, most of my plans are just focused on Fortune's Landing, so...
I know I need to get more whiskey. Need a
Yeah,
refill.
buy more of the local spirits.
This time I actually have money, so it's not going to go bad.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard for you to find the market and find someone selling alcohol.
Actually, would it be possible to go with Aiden, but then keep an eye out for what are the stuff they're really looking to get the people going in the market?
Yeah, that's
Like,
a good
what are they? Effectively, what's the market need?
I guess that'll be.
Maybe praise?
She's on my friends
I'm going to
list.
go with appraisal. Yeah,
Luckily, the skill I actually pointed to. So I knew this shit was going to happen.
yeah. With appraisal, you can with a 24 as well. That's a good roll. What you are mainly seeing is the most popular items on the market are types of food, but also unique crafted items. Anything that Most people are making things that they have made, be it tools, clothing, weapons. People seem to bring things to the city that they have made. Seems to be the main purpose of this market.
Basically an
And
Etsy.
there's a big variety. So this is really, if you think about it, as raw materials are also for sale, but with the exception of food that doesn't sell really well, this is more the market that people come to sell end products of production.
So to say, Beans is looking so fuzzy and adorable. He's so cute.
Yeah, he a good boy.
Yeah. The morning thing that they were doing, are outsiders allowed to join in?
You can certainly look into it, but for the moment we need to do... Jim, do you want to do anything particular, or are you just happy to say that you went to the market and bought booze?
I'm literally just going to refill my hip flask.
Okay, in that case you can do that for the equivalent price of 5 gold pieces. And that doesn't just buy you enough for the hip flask, that buys you a whole, litre bottle, essentially.
Nice.
At least the local equivalent to whiskey, in that it is a grain spirit with a whiskey-like taste.
It's foreign muck, but it's close enough.
Oh, wait, shit. Thought, are there many metals or things made of metal being sold at the market? Just had a thought.
Metals, yes, but it's a lot of brass and copper and gold. You're not seeing much silver or iron or steel here.
Right, okay. But gold is being sold. What things made of gold are being sold? Is it mostly just simple jewelry? What are we dealing with?
It's jewelry, it's some items of clothing, it's what appears to be like batons almost. You're not sure yet what they do, but there appears to be a whole trade in ornamental wooden staves almost with gold ornamentation on them.
Like wands.
No longer than
because I have a fun little thought. There's this wonderful thing called electroplating. So if we could make inexpensive jewelry made of a electroplatable material and then electroplated with gold, which isn't going to be terribly difficult because we just need an electrical charge of some kind and a few chemicals, then that should be probably possible.
It's certainly possible.
I don't know. I'll keep thinking over it.
So, Rowan, your question about the belief system.
Yes.
The mourning doesn't seem to be taking place in any one specific area, but there do seem to be people outside the main palace, where the human rulership is to be found, who appear to be waiting in some kind of vigil.
It's not the vigil I'm interested in, it's the stuff where they write the names down and all that. The thing you described when we first came in.
The place where they write the names down?
The names of the gods.
Oh, yes, there are totems hanging on street corners and outside houses that are they're various accumulations of beads and woodwork and metal that have the gods' names inscribed on them. And it seems like no two are exactly the same.
Okay.
They appear to be a very personal thing, and so far as you can guess.
Mm-hmm.
They are votive offerings hanging throughout the city with the names of various gods on them. They're mostly made of string, raw wood, stone, miscellaneous metals, and they all at least seem to contain one sizable chunk of amber.
I don't have the kind of money to go and buy that. It's a shame.
I guess
Probably no biggie.
maybe. Oh, hang on. If I give you the gold sash belt thing that I have, we could engrave the names onto the plates.
Well, it's up to you.
Yeah, that, and then take one of the beads off of my shawl because they're made of amber, and put do my best to inlay it without breaking it because I'm quite strong. But
Yeah, you can do all this without too much effort. It's not even really going to require a crafting check because, I mean, the whole point of these things is that they're personal and handmade, so you can't really make one wrong.
Mm-hmm. And I hang it up where looks to be appropriate.
Okay. It joins the collection, really. There's so many hanging around the city that it doesn't stand out too much, but yeah, you've added your own contribution.
Yay.
Right, before you head out to join the herd, has anyone got anything they want to do?
I'm good. I think we're all provisioned up.
Is there any supplies anyone wants to lay in, particularly?
How
for a
much
trip like
are
this?
like half the rations and well, whatever rations?
You'd have to check your various inventories for that.
I literally have like 100.
I've got 12 anyway. It should be enough for now.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really know what I could buy. What?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I suppose
I'm gonna
about
buy a
the
book.
terrain you're going out into.
I buy a book on how to impress Ngombe.
I'm
Do you
gonna
think you'd be
just
able to
say
read
You're
it?
probably not going to find that book.
Oh, so would you even be able to read it? I don't speak the language.
I could learn. Snet could help me.
This is possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
go on.
might try and find a book about the Kawoza before when it came. Just try and see if there's anything I can learn. Yeah, what I want is like a history book, but nothing too dry. Like nothing like I want it to be interesting. Like
Okay.
people's.
So you want more the folk history of what happened.
Yeah.
That sort of thing's probably not too hard to find. Could you give me an appraisal check? 12. Yeah, you're able to find some stuff. There is a book that one of the book merchants in the town is willing to give you, but he warns you that it's a bit unprofessional. Specifically, that there was not long ago some scholars who made an effort to collect all the knowledge they could and try to put together a cohesive history of the event, and the book itself was met with some derision, such that the only copies that you'll ever find are very much handwritten, and even then they're scrolls, not books. But he does have a copy he's willing to sell you.
Why are there no books about it?
People don't like to remember it. It was a terrible thing that's happened in the past, and everyone wanted to move on.
That seems exactly like the reason you'd write a book about something, though.
I suppose our cultures are just very different.
What did you say, Raoul? Sorry.
I can transcribe it into a book if it's easier than a scroll.
It's not the medium I've got a problem with. It's the fact that I know that for myself, if I have something that I wish to forget that's in my brain that I can't get out of it, writing it down or saying it out loud helps.
Well, a third of our land beyond the mountains is dead. That's all the memory of the Kawoza we need. We don't need mad scholars writing books.
That's fair.
Okay. I didn't mean to offend anybody. I was
No
just
offense
interested in the
taken.
culture. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll take that from you. How much?
1 amber piece. I just want rid of it.
No problem.
Ka-ching.
And obviously I'm going to read that on the road and see what I can learn. I'm hoping that also, specifically the like handwritten, folksy nature of it will help me with the language learning a bit. Because obviously language books are quite stuffy. I'm hoping that I can learn a bit more of like how to speak more naturally
Yeah,
with
that's sensible.
the local language.
Yeah, I reckon that works. Okay, so you've got your reading material for the trip. The scroll that you get handed is curious, because it appears to be stripped down tree bark, but the wood is so dark it's nearly black, and the ink that's been used to write on the inside of the scroll, as you can see, is they've used white ink, so it's a very curious design. White ink on dark paper.
Interesting.
Fascinating.
Possibly one of the reasons it was never popular. But there we
Is
go.
this wood from the amber tree?
You do notice that the not really the amber tree, because that's got quite a pale bark, but you have seen trees out in the wild with this very deep dark brown bark on them. It's not uncommon locally. Your guess, it speaks to more how crude and handmade it is rather than something more professional.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll take it. I'll read it. I'll see what I can learn.